Hey man, I'm interested in a 22 suppressor. Well, it just so happens that I have a 22 right here. But I wanted to let you know that it's not actually called a suppressor. It's technically called a silencer. No way, man. That thing doesn't make anything silent. It's a suppressor. Well, it's actually called a silencer because that's what Hiram Maxim called it in his original patent. You don't call that vehicle that you've got out in the parking lot an automobile or a horseless carriage. You call it a truck. I could absolutely call it an automobile, but you guys would think that I was being facetious about it. And did you see that video that Whistling Diesel put out where he put buggy tires on his Hellcat? And I'll call this clip. What? It's just a word, don't mean nothing. But seriously, man, get with it. People who want to unjustifiably demonize those types of items use the term silencer. So we made up the term suppressor to combat that because it actually suppresses the signature. It doesn't silence it. I think what you really did was confuse a bunch of idiot lawmakers that think a barrel shroud is a shoulder thing that goes up. It holds bullets. Isn't that what a clip is? All right, here it is, man. If you put the word suppressor instead of silencer on your Form 4, then it'll get denied when it goes through to be processed. Y'all a bunch of Twitter-pated weirdos. I'm gonna go feed my cat. Hi everyone, I hope that you enjoyed the intro skit. I tried to do something a little bit fun with it, but then I showed it to some of my friends and it got a little bit out of hand because through unanimous vote, they said that I have to do the rest of the video as Cletus. I apologize in advance for what you're about to see. Now, that said, I do want to say that I don't understand why people get so upset about this. It's really not something that we should be fighting about, but there are people that really want to fight you over this. And I just want to say that I think that it's time that we as constitutionally minded Americans stop fighting amongst ourselves. But anyway, without further ado, time to do some testing. And again, I do apologize for what you're about to witness. And I'm back. Yes, indeed. Popular demand is a devil. Yes. Now, don't you worry your pretty little foot. We're going to talk about this little piece of candy here in just a few minutes. The Elevated Silence Swarm 22. She's a pretty girl. But before we do, we have something that we got to talk about because there's an actual purpose for today's video. Inside this here folder is in a complete Form 4. Well, I suppose not technically complete because I have yet to affix my passport photos because I'll be honest, I'm out of Scotch tape. I used it all on Christmas presents this year. Milady. Now on this Form 4, I have done something that I have never done previously on any other Form 4 that I have submitted and got back successfully. And that is, in the place of the word silencer, I have put the word suppressor. We're going to see what happens. More of a introductory video to let you guys know that I'm doing it. And we'll see what happens. Place your bets, boys and girls. What do you think is going to happen? I think this is going to dick it up. Now, I promised y'all a treat. And I always intend to keep my promises when I make them. So our little snack cake here for today is the Elevated Silence Swarm 22 suppressor. It is a user serviceable rimfire suppressor. She is pretty. Now the reason she's so pretty is because she's made out of titanium. Maybe the mounts are, I'm not sure. Nope, mounts totally made out of titanium. Whole can's made out of titanium. Now for all you nerds that want to know the technical stuff, I have it all over on screen over on this side. This is a modular suppressor, meaning that it has both a long and a K configuration. And that K configuration is some gibberish word from some foreign country that America probably spanked some war sometime. It means short. So you can run it either short or long, depending on the firearm that you decide to shoot it on. You can get away with the short mode if you're running it on a rifle because you got more barrel length to burn up that powder and you don't have to worry about it all getting inside your can. Now, it is important that your 22 suppressors, 22 is really dirty, and it's important that they are user serviceable. Now, the downside of having that K configuration that you can spin off is you got to clean this sumbitch. because if you don't clean this, it won't do that no more. It is rated up to 5.7 by 28 for all you rich folks out there that can actually afford ammunition. But for the rest of us here in Appalachia, we basically got 22 and 22 Magnum. Maybe if we're thinking about splurging one day and take our lady out shooting, we might get out the 17 HMR, which it is also rated for. But basically, that's what we're going for. It is more rugged than your guns that you're going to shoot it on. I would not put this on a 5.56 gun. It's probably just not a good idea. If we take a look inside this sucker, we've got some very, very pretty stuff going on. We've got a blast baffle that leads off, and it's kind of more like a screen than anything else. And then we lead into several standard baffles that terminate at the end of the main tube. And then the secondary tube goes into even more baffles. Now to top that stack off, we've got a transferable end cap baffle that's designed to travel with the end cap, whether you're shooting it on the long or little configuration. And that's designed to make sure she seals up real nice and does its job. Now this thing is just the right size, and that is what she said. However, elevated silence likes to be a little bit complicated, it looks like, because they've got some geometry going on there and there. You'll notice we don't shoot hexagonal shaped bullets or anything like that, but because they wanted to keep that nice sleek lines on that sucker and keep her nice and round things are hard to hold on to. Ask me how I know. But the tool that they include with the thing has a little dongle that goes right inside that thing, and there's a dingus that goes on the other end and allows you to unscrew it and clean it and throw it in the ultrasonic cleaner and all that sort of stuff, spray it with squirrel piss or whatever it is you decide to clean it with, and you can be off and running to the races again. But that's all I got for today's video there, boys and girls. If you do like it, please sound off in the comment section down below, and perhaps we can schedule Cletus for a little bit more time. You know, southeastern Ohio is pretty close to West Virginia, which is basically Texas without the rationalization of marriage laws and things like that. And Texas ain't all that far from Florida, which is where them cans are made. So hopefully we'll see you guys in a few months. We'll figure out what happens with the federal government when it turns out with that form. And again, place your bets down below. We'll see what happens. I got to hear from you guys because I'm going to take a poll on this one, I think.